facing the judge again on Thursday, March 3rd for final disposition hearing and sexual predator designation. Wow.
Frag from Perverted Justice has just learned something astonishing about the next man heading for our house. He's just been convicted of attempting to solicit sex with a child.
So, right before he has to go into jail next Thursday, he wants to come over and have sex with another minor, or try.
He's talking about Kevin Westerbeck, the man with the bird on his head. Ironically, his screen name is Change for the Better 2006, a budget analyst for the military. He's been chatting with someone posing as a 13-year-old virgin, Corinne Destiny Forever.
Would you get naked?
Could we turn up the heat so I don't get cold?
Sure.
Laugh out loud. Cool.
Have sex?
Would it be fun?
Of course.
He asks the girl if he can stay the night, but as the online chat progresses, he worries that this is a setup. He asks the girl if she's a cop. Corinne Destiny Forever, one of many Perverted Justice members around the country working during this investigation, says, no way. Later in the chat, under a different screen name, Kevin West, he admits what we already know about him.
I did something stupid less than a year ago.
So?
I went to court Friday about it.
What you do?
My attorney and I plea bargained. This next Thursday I go to jail for 11 months. I got busted soliciting.
Amazingly, he was admitting to someone he thinks is a child that he was arrested for doing exactly the same thing he's doing with her.
That's our boy. Copy.
Online, he tells the girl he's 27, but the man walking down our driveway is really 47.
Hey, come on in. I gotta finish getting changed, Cat.
Huh?
I gotta finish getting changed, Cat.
Well, I'll watch it.
But he won't get the chance to watch our decoy finish getting dressed. Instead, he'll meet me.
Hey, how are you?
Could
Could you do me a favor and have a seat right over there on that stool, please?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Not much. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Fine.
Good, please have a seat.
It takes him a second to get on the stool because he's under 5 feet tall.
Who asked you to come over exactly?
Hmm?
Who asked you to come over?
Destiny?
Destiny. How did you meet Destiny?
On the computer, she said hi and stuff.
Change for the Better 2006 tells me he was just coming over to say hi to the 13-year-old, and that he wasn't the one talking about sex, the girl was.
She says, I like kissing. You say, would you get naked? I just don't want to get cold, she says. You say, have sex? Now, a moment ago, you told me this wasn't a sexually oriented conversation.
I was just talking.
Just talking.
Yeah,
It would be fun, then, okay? You say, then I'm big. She says, really? Yeah, how? Then you give the dimension of your penis. That's not sexual?
just BS talk.
Just BS talk.
To me it was.
As he continues to insist he had no plans for sex after all, he says he didn't bring condoms. But we were curious about something else. While he was walking in our house, our camera spotted a bag in his car.
What's in the black bag that's out in your car?
It's my briefcase.
Your briefcase.
Correct.
And what's in it?
Date time keeper, my Bible.
Your Bible.
Yes.
You're a religious fellow, are you?
Yes, I am.
Like several other men we've met here in rural Ohio, Westerbeck talks about God.
What makes you so religious?
Because I have a faith in God.
Didn't your faith in God suggest to you that you shouldn't come over here to hang out with a 13-year-old girl after a sexually charged conversation on the internet?
That's why I turned around the first time, and then she called me. I thought, well, I'll just go over there, say hi, and be done with it, and go on home.
But Change for the Better 2006 does admit to me he's been caught trying to meet a teen for sex before.
What did they say you did?
They said I came out to meet some girl, I guess.
So let me get this straight. You were accused of doing the very same thing that you're out doing tonight.
I had no intention of this.
You pleaded guilty
Yes.
to solicitation of a minor for sex.
It's a plea.
You pleaded guilty.
Correct.
And you got sentenced for that plea, correct?
That's correct.
11 months.
Correct.
And as we told you earlier, he's already scheduled to begin serving that time. In fact, he's supposed to report to the jail in 4 days.
I'm stupid. I'm weak. It's just I have no intentions of having sex with her.
Then Westerbeck admits he's heard about Dateline's investigations.
You ever see Dateline NBC?
Well, I know of it, yeah.
Yeah. Do you ever see any of our stories on computer predators?
I'm familiar with them.
You are?
Yes.
Well, this is one of them.
But as we told you before, it gets crowded outside our undercover house. Remember this man, the truck driver, Roger Brummett? He showed up while Westerbeck was inside. So we send Westerbeck out the front door, where he's arrested
I want you to take a seat in that chair over there.
and taken in for questioning.
I understand you're going to prison already for the same charge, is that correct?
That's correct.
How much time do you have?
11 months.
11 months, and when do you go to prison?
Thursday.
Thursday?
The detectives asked Westerbeck why he admitted to the decoy that he was going to jail. Was he trying to get her sympathy and have one last sexual encounter before being locked up?
Not one for the road.
No.
You understand what I mean by
I know
that?
exactly what you're saying. I know exactly what you're saying. That was not my intent. I learned my lesson the first time.
Obviously not.
No.
Right? Obviously not.
Well, I wasn't coming
You're
in
chatting
here
with the 13-year-old female about your penis size on the internet, and you drove about, what, an hour and a half to get here to meet a 13-year-old female in the middle of the night who you knew by looking at the chats her parents weren't home. Mm-hmm. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay.
Straight on through to the mat on the wall.
After the interrogation is over, he's taken to the jail and is processed just like all the others. Unbelievably, we find out later there's even more to Westerbeck's criminal past. And not just for soliciting sex with a minor.
What's your address right now?
But for rape. And who was his victim? A young female relative.
She was staying with him for the weekend that he had improperly touched her in a way that would amount to rape under Ohio law.
Sergeant David Atkins of the New Lebanon, Ohio Police Department has been investigating Westerbeck for the last year and a half. He says the sexual abuse happened when the girl was visiting Westerbeck. Her exact age at the time is not clear, but we know she was younger than 13.
It was late at night. There was a thunderstorm. She was scared of the storm, so she went to his room because she wanted the comfort of an adult. And ultimately, he pretty much violated that trust and confidence that he had.
Step right over this, officer.
Westerbeck admitted he sexually abused the young girl to a counselor, saying he had performed oral sex on her and that she had touched his penis while they were in bed together. But it took more than a year battling in court for Sergeant Atkins to obtain those records.
The whole time that I'm dealing with waiting for these records and not able to charge him, I'm thinking to myself, you know, what if he does this to some other child?
It's attempted unlawful sexual conduct with a minor.
And knowing Westerbeck was in fact caught soliciting other minors, he can't help wondering if there are other victims out there.
I would say the chances are slim that he's only done this 2 times. Obviously, there's something he can't control there. I mean, he knew for a fact that I was after him for a year and a half.
Since he was caught in our investigation, he has spent a lot of time in court. Just 4 days after the sting, he went before a judge in the first case involving the solicitation charge to determine his status as a sex offender.
I'm going to review Exhibit 3 before I rule on this one.
The judge was informed that Westerbeck was caught in our sting.
I am required in this hearing to make a determination as to whether or not I believe, based upon the facts presented, the defendant will commit future sex offenses. In this case, you've made it very clear, Mr. Westerbeck, as to whether or not you'll commit future offenses. This court will make a finding, and I make this finding beyond a reasonable doubt, that you are likely to commit future crimes based upon the evidence before the court today. With that determination, the court will make a finding that you are a sexual predator.
And last week, he pleaded guilty to raping the young family relative, a child under the age of 13. Westerbeck, like all the other men caught in our investigation, will appear before a judge to answer the charge of attempted unlawful sexual conduct with a minor here in Darke County, Ohio.